A very exciting discovery has been made in Western Norway. A large mound, previously uncertain whether it was natural or artificial, has been confirmed as man made. And it is likely the largest burial site in the whole region. The find emerged during investigations linked to the excavation of the Myklebust ship in Nordfjord 8 last year, and I'm going to talk about that ship a little bit later as well. Commissioned by the Norwegian Ministry of Cultural Heritage, the surveys were carried out using ground penetrating radar by archaeologists from the universities of Bergen and Stavanger. Karnilshaugen, as it is called, has long been recognized as a burial mound and is officially protected as a cultural monument by the Norwegian Ministry of Cultural Heritage. While it has been presumed to be man made for quite a while now, confirmation had remained elusive until these new technologies. Located near Sandane along the Gloppefjord, Karnilshaugen rises approximately 7 meters and spans over 50 meters in diameter, making it the largest man made burial mound found in Western Norway and one of the largest in the whole Nordic region. Recent radar imaging has confirmed that Karnilshaugen soil layers were deliberately constructed and not naturally deposited. Experts estimate the mound dates back to the Iron Age and may have retained cultural significance into the Viking Age. And this actually makes sense because in the Iron Age, the elites, so the chieftains, start building these huge monuments in order to assert their power. It is a phenomenon that actually occurs to some extent also in the Bronze Age, but to a much larger extent in the Iron Age. So Karlishaugen might have been part of the same chiefdom responsible for building Myklebust, the great ship, contributing to the region's power structure during that time. Also known as Thinghaugen at Hauge, the mound likely served as a medieval gathering place. Uniquely in Norwegian archaeology, Karlishaugen is the only burial mound known to be associated with a solar phenomenon, suggesting intentional architectural design. At the winter and summer solstices, sunlight shines on the mound through a crevice in the nearby mountain at a very specific time. Future advancements in georadar technology might reveal a little more about the mound's contents. Now, a few words about the ship as well. Myklebust. Known locally as Rundehoyen, the burial mound was last excavated in 1874 by Anders Lund Lorange, or Lorange, not very sure how it is pronounced, who unearthed the remains of the Myklebust ship dating back to the 9th century. Since then, the site has remained quite unexplored because it was overshadowed by discoveries such as the famous Oseberg ship or the Gokstad ship, which are ships more or less complete. The ongoing excavation has uncovered over 500 ship nails, a bronze ring, and possible shield bulges, providing further evidence of the ship's impressive scale. These discoveries build on the 600 nails and 42 shield bulges recovered during Lorange's earlier investigations, confirming the ship's extraordinary size. The rivets vary significantly in size, reinforcing the notion that the Myklebust ship was a formidable Viking vessel. While it might be Norway's largest Viking ship, this still remains uncertain. A closer analysis of the rivets is expected to shed more light on the ship's type, length, and purpose. These findings are crucial to deepening our understanding of this ship, which served as the burial site for a chieftain's very important person more than 1,200 years ago. Before the excavation began, ground penetrating radar surveys conducted by the Archaeological Museum in Stavanger identified traces of a flat field grave, a production facility, as well as a large farm. These findings are particularly interesting and exciting as they offer an opportunity to uncover what lies beneath the surface. The investigation aims to learn more not only about the mound itself, but also about the surrounding area. Evidence suggests that this was once a large farm and a significant center of power. It might even have been the estate of 9th century petty king Auðbjörn Freybjörnsson of Firda, or at any rate, someone from Firda. He is the one who died in battle against Harold Fairhair, the one credited with unification of Norway, or at least parts of it, larger parts of it. And what is even more exciting is that at Sagastad in Nordfjordeid, a replica of this ship has been built, measuring 30 meters long and 6 meters wide, with carvings inspired by Viking art and able to sustain a crew of 49 people. While the exact dimensions of the original ship remain speculative, over 1,000 nails have been uncovered, despite only a quarter of the burial being excavated. The unusually large rivets may reflect the ship's substantial size, though their length alone could also suggest the use of pine rather than oak in its construction. Speaking of which, the longest ship excavated so far is Roskilde 6, which you can see at the Viking Ship Museum in Roskilde. Currently, 7 Norwegian ship burial mounds are under survey, with Myklebust being unique as the only one containing a cremation grave. Other significant burial mounds include Gjellestad in Østfold, Storhaug on Karmøy, Hellagshaugen on Leka, and the iconic sites of Oseberg, Gokstad, and Borrehaugene in Vestfold. Notably, about half of Viking Age graves in Western Norway involved cremation. Biological traces from the site could help determine the season of the burial, the exact time, and clarify whether the ship was burnt on site or transported to the burial location after being burnt elsewhere. The archaeologist, so Lorange from the 19th century, initially dated the Myklebust ship to the late 9th century based on artifacts recovered during his earlier excavations. Archaeologists also confirmed another one of his observations. He described a foot trench encircling the mound, accompanied by 2 bridges, and estimated the trench to be 4 meters wide. And this has now been verified through georadar surveys and excavation. So this is also a very fascinating element because the primary purpose of the trench was likely to provide building material for the mound, but it also served to enhance the visual impact, making it appear much more imposing. With 4 meters of water surrounding the mound, it created quite a dramatic effect, somehow a symbolic gateway to the realm of the dead, offering a breathtaking and ceremonial view of the burial site. Beneath the piles of ship rivets, the archaeologist Anders Lorange has also left a message in a bottle where he gives some details about the excavation. Not very accurate ones, but still that's also a very fascinating detail. So he gives, for example, the number of shield bosses. He's quite off here because he says 26 and there are about 44, I think. And he does not mention important artifacts retrieved later, such as a bronze cinerary urn. This might be due to the fact that he wasn't really the one doing the excavation, but rather other people from the area, including farmers. And he also wrote some runes in this bottle that he left in the bottle, but they were actually just a transliteration of something he wrote about a girlfriend. Nevertheless, quite an interesting bit of information. So, would you try out a Viking ship if you had the chance? I must say, the reconstruction in Sagastad looks absolutely wonderful. Unfortunately, I did not have the opportunity to see it in person, but I will do so as soon as I have the chance. It looks absolutely spectacular, at any rate. If you want to find out more about how Vikings navigate, you can check out the video I linked for you here. Otherwise, for more Viking topics, hit the subscribe button. This was Irina. Thank you so much for watching, and till next time.